Hey you, welcome to Adulting's Ghetto. We all know adulting is truly overrated, so what better way to survive this ratchet place than coming together to share our stories and words of wisdom with one another. Join us as we discuss all things adulting from the following aspects of adulthood: finances, relationships, spirituality, and even health. This podcast is a great source to get all tips and tricks as you manage to survive adulting. After all, we already know adulting is truly ghetto.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Adulting is Ghetto. I'm super excited for you to join. As you can see, we have multiple guests, okay? And I will let them introduce themselves individually. But I'm super excited for you guys to tune in. We're talking, love, black love, relationships, everything in between, embarrassing moments. So stay tuned, okay? All right, let's start this way.
Got a lot of hand gestures. I appreciate the energy.
And this episode might be the most annoying one that we record, so enjoy. Go ahead. Starting with the first one.
How would you like for me to introduce myself?
Your name, just a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henry Clopton. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Zone 4 to be exact. Great baby. I'll leave it there.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kristen. I'm also from Atlanta, Oppositionally, I was born at Georgia Baptist, so, I'm happy to be here, happy to dive into all the content and, really highlight black love and why it's so special.
Period.
Hey everyone, Keon McKay, originally from Omaha, Nebraska, been in Atlanta, Georgia since 2013, photographer, engineer.
Hey everyone, my name's Chantalle. I'm not from Atlanta. I feel like I'm one of the few ones that's not. You could tell. They know. I'm from Broward County, so I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Moved here for college, met all these amazing people here, and super excited. I'm not good at adulting, so this is going to be super fun.
Oh my God.
Adulting is ghetto.
It's
ghetto. It is ghetto.
So I brought these amazing people together because I felt like they would honestly talk about to this point really well and provide entertainment along the way. So let's get started. All right, so first question. How important is black love to you? Anyone can take it.
Okay, well, let me pop it off. I will say black love is really important to me, one, because when I think about it, it's like I not only think about, the romantic side of things, but also the love within our community, but then also the love that I want to impart in my children, when I do have kids. So black love, it's about legacy. It's about healing my lineage, generational curses. It's about breaking that, but then also evolving and really just coming together as breaking strongholds, but also forming them, but in a positive way. So it's when I see black love, when I hear about black love, and when I experience black love, I feel real good about it because I'm like, this is what it's about.
Period.
So I love it. I'm all for it.
I love that. Anyone else want to join in on that?
I will echo some of your sentiments, and I agree with the generational part, breaking some generational curses, and also community. So when I think about black love, I think about love as it relates to black sustainability. And I think that's something that has been forgotten in our community, and it's actually the detriment of why we're in the condition we're in today. And so if we can start to impart, like you said, that love into our communities, we'll get a decrease or eradication in violence. We have mental liberation. You have empathy that can also be collaborated and input into the community. That will increase our sustainability, our generational wealth, and our independence as a whole. So black love is exactly what we need.
Yes, and it's empowering. It's empowering to yourselves, but also to the community. It's empowering, and I feel like
it is.
It's really top tier. So when you see it, it's in a healthy
manner.
Yeah, it's empowering. You feel good, and you want to demonstrate it to everybody.
Anybody else?
Yeah, no,
I think it's such a beautiful
I
topic.
was gonna say, I agree. Black love to me is the number one thing. I love black people. I love myself, and I feel like us as a community, we have lost that love for one another. I think that's the detriment. We're going against ourselves. There's not a lot of wealth within our communities. We're calling each other out. Some people may be sellouts because I'm trying to get for me and my family and whatnot, but not speaking on the whole thing. But you also have to realize, if you know your history, you can see how we lost the love. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm just leave it at that.
We're going to get into it more because I'm sure it's going to come up. Did you want to carry it?
Yeah, I feel like, especially someone, because my family is from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So my entire family coming here as immigrants to the country, Black love is something that just goes so much deeper. I feel as though there's just nobody that's going to hold you down like a Black woman. There is nobody that's going to hold you down like a Black woman. And it's so, or a Black man.
The right man.
The right Black, but you see, that's the
right
thing, we
way.
always pause, we say the right Black man. And we will talk about that because I do
You
feel.
can't say the right Black woman
some
without
things.
saying the right Black woman. I mean, you don't need the right to say Black woman because we always gonna hold you down whether you
Period.
choose around or not.
What a Black man do as well.
We'll talk about
We'll
it.
get into it.
But no, there's just something that's so empowering when two people who come together who see like the bigger picture of how their family is going to be, how they want their community to look like. They're just nothing better. And I just feel so comfortable when I'm with a Black man. It's like I don't gotta explain my story. I don't gotta
understand.
you know, you understand. So
Yeah.
that's always important.
I have a little quick thing about that. Black love all day. My parents were very Afrocentric, pro-Black. I mean, as it should. I mean, I am too. But it was funny because I actually recently told them about an experience that they were like, "Oh, have you ever talked to a white guy?" And I was like, "No, not really, because I don't really find him attractive. No offense, it's just true." But Lauren's story is the nurse that was seeing me, which is probably illegal now that I say it out loud. But anyway, we went out, and I didn't realize it was supposed to be like a date, but we got a little lit, and he started expressing himself like, "Oh yeah, I always loved Black women." I was like, okay. And I was like, we just can keep drinking. It's cool. I swear, I went to the bathroom because I was only thinking, like, will I hook up with a white boy? Like, what came across? I swear my ancestors said no. I felt it in my spirit. It was like, no. And I was like, oh my God. That was my grandma. They was like, no. Like that.
They said it exactly
like
that.
Like, they were like, no, in a deep voice. I said, okay. So I just went out there and said, this was fun, but I can never let a colonizer touch this.
So it was a white man or
It was a white guy.
like a okay.
He was white.
Pure white.
Okay.
Pure white,
Okay.
He's a
redhead.
doctor.
Redhead. Wait,
He
redhead.
said
His
Black
approach
women.
was like really
Yeah,
like
sorry.
He was saying
red
how much he
flag.
was loving Black women.
Yeah, when we
That's
got started
weird.
getting drunk because
I mean,
we
no,
went.
Like a fetish.
Go ahead.
So I will say there are some people of different races who are interested in just like learning more and come to the table from a standpoint of I want to learn, I want to be there for you, and I truly like care about you, I truly love you. It's just also about finding the right person. Because I have a lot of people in my family too who have married outside of their race. Because Jamaicans are known for that. So like I have Spanish, African, white, like you name it. But it's just about finding somebody who can identify and doesn't try to make your experience seem small, but instead explains and they talk through a lot of things. I think it's beautiful sometimes too when you see it. But it has to be the right person, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I appreciate
sorry to that man. My ancestors said no. So moving on. And when I told my parents, that was the funny part. My mom was like, "That was your grandma." I said, "She read in my blood." What's one thing you learned thus far about yourself throughout your dating experience? Let's get into it. Don't all go at once.
I go first. While they thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's so much. Dating really teaches you a lot more about yourself than anything else.
Yes.
It teaches you about what you like, what you don't like. One thing that I learned through dating, especially, let me talk about dating here in Atlanta, because it's a different scene than dating in other places.
That's true. Let's set the precedent.
And I feel as though with me dating, one thing that I learned that's like so incremental about myself is just I want to give out so much love, but I have to be with a person who as well too is going to be a giver. So I more so learned about myself when to give and when to kind of hold back a little bit to make sure that I'm not, pouring from an empty cup when it comes to dating, because that could be a little bit draining to a stance.
True.
So
That's
that's
a good
something I
point.
learned.
I love that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Did you guys want to?
I'll piggyback, but I feel like dating, I think one of the most beautiful parts about dating is because you get to learn more about yourself, like in a way that you otherwise wouldn't have. And I feel like that's like one thing that I cherish, like whether it works out with that person or not, I feel like I've gained something because I gained some knowledge, especially like say you grew up, y'all didn't really talk about like relationships, sex, stuff like that. So it's like when you're in the dating field and dating scene, like you're forced to like learn more, like what do you like, what are you accepting? And then I feel like no matter what comes out of the situation, like you come out of it like better, you know more about yourself.
You have
Self-awareness.
something more.
Yeah,
like than when you came into the relationship.
Exactly, and I think that's so valuable.
Yeah, I see dating as a dance. Like, how y'all ever dance with someone and the rhythm is just there and
Not
y'all grinding, but then you dance with someone else and it's just off. And it's just
Yes.
like, okay, you can't catch the beat.
Right,
I
right.
gotta go find somebody else.
Yeah.
That's literally what dating is for me, because it's just like, I love the initial conversation. Like my perfect date, first initial date is
Well, let's
just
talk
going-
about that. What's your perfect date? I like that.
But I like conversations. I like to get to know the person. So like I always start off something easy, a nice aesthetic pleasing bar. We have a couple of drinks. After that, we can go for a walk someplace, you know, but as long as we keep the conversation going and then forward going, I like experiences, you know what I mean? So like, I don't want to do dinner every night. Let's do something you've never done before. It could be a hike, it could be parasailing, it could be anything. Like just something small, something we've never done. That way I can see how you react to the experience, and then we can share each other experiences. And I know for me, like when we communicate as humans, it's 70% is like body language, and that's what I really pick up on, opposed to what you're saying, because anyone can just lie straight to their teeth. But
That's
as you
real.
actually spend time with them, and then you see how they react to any situation, small or big, you get a better sense of who that person is. So I love conversations, I love experiences with my partner.
I
That's
love
how
that.
I truly get to know them.
This is why I brought these people on here. You hear me?
Oh, me.
Right? No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay.
I like that.
What is dating? Let me see. Dating for me. Let me see.
And we'll bring up the perfect ideal date later, because I think that was
I
a good one.
think so. I will be in contrast to that. So
Okay.
I like imperfectly perfect dates.
Okay.
And so what I mean by that is nothing in life is perfect.
Does that
Nothing
mean?
is ever going to.
Jay.
Just kidding.
Shit. Nothing in life is perfect, and so I think when you date and also when you marry and you're looking for your partner in crime, you're looking for those imperfections that you fall in love with. And so you want to be with someone that you can truly be yourself with, and it's like being selfless, right? And you're in that situation and you're comfortable, you're secure, and so you can fully be yourself, which most people would say their best version of themselves, which is also the broken parts of you that are a sum total of who you are today. And so if we look at things and stop expecting this goddamn false person, like we dehumanize people in the dating realm. We say, hey, I want my man to be X, Y, and Z, and you know, it's unrealistic expectations. Men say, I want my woman to be X, Y, and Z, and it's unrealistic expectation. So we unconsciously and subconsciously dehumanize each other and wonder why we can't find our person. And so that's how I look at dating.
I love that.
That's
I
real.
like that.
Oh, look at these black men just talking. I love it. Don't we love to see it?
We support our women.
I know. Okay, so yeah, all right, that was great, guys. I'm trying to think, should we do a topic here? Insert a topic we talk about real quick, or just keep going with the question? Which y'all want to do?
It's up to
It's
you.
up to
This
you,
your
big
vibe.
dog.
This your like. How do you see the flow? Like,
I'm gonna have little inserts. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're
Good
gonna
job, Mogul.
Okay.
topic. Thank you. So topics I wanted to insert here is about basically a trending topic that's going on right now. So we're just gonna get people's opinions. Keke Palmer and her baby daddy. We don't even know his name because he's that irrelevant.
Hey, is he white?
I
or
love
black?
his
I have
He's
no
black.
idea.
Oh, he's
His
black.
brother
Okay,
is that guy who was on Insecure.
oh, Insecure,
He
yo.
is.
That is
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Which
roll.
one?
They
I was at that
It
show in
though.
Usher. I was at that show.
Talking
Oh
about
my
tall dude?
God! So how
This
was
one,
it?
yeah,
Was she
the
doing
tall
too
light
much?
skin one and what kind of like?
What's his name? Drew?
That's his name?
I just know that's her
Yeah.
baby
Okay.
daddy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the baby daddy.
That's how irrelevant.
So I was.
Wait, baby daddy name is not Drew.
What's the
Y'all
baby
might have got
daddy's
from
name?
Insecure.
The brother.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
one
Other
even
name is
knows
Drew
him.
Yeah.
That's
So we
the
don't know his
problem.
name.
No one knows. I'm not looking it up either.
All right, so what's
So-
the question?
Sorry. How do y'all feel about it? Sorry. How do y'all feel about it?
Man should have just kept quiet.
Just kept quiet.
I would not.
Yeah.
I
Posting on Twitter is wild.
after Twitter is a
Dangerous
unforgiving
space.
place.
Very.
Oh, very,
It is a
very.
They chew his
unforgiving place.
up. You hear me?
I've learned I don't put none of my dating anything. I don't put it on Twitter.
At all.
Really,
social
I just
media.
want to tweet anything that's geared towards business. If it's not business, I don't want to tweet it. To be honest,
Save
'cause
yourself.
What did he do? He deleted his Twitter after.
Yeah.
He probably had
Oh,
to.
It got deactivated.
Yeah.
Something.
Child, he could have shot her quick. Head.
You
like,
have
I just
my
feel
number.
like that's
FaceTime
embarrassing.
me.
Why are you trying to embarrass me?
So you know they were saying a conspiracy that it like goes deeper and it has to do with like Puff and then a whole situation. People were trying to
Like marketing.
Huh?
P. Diddy.
For P. Diddy.
They were saying something about, y'all never heard about that conspiracy where essentially, okay, y'all look up, but they're essentially, they said something in the background as well too to it. But I was there at the show, and from the high level, she looked great. It wasn't
Amazing.
Inappropriate.
It was not.
And I also feel as though the output from that, like, again, you could have sent a text message. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to publicly embarrass her.
Yeah.
So
you don't do that.
you can't comment on a woman who is single. You've been with this girl for how many years? You have now a child with this lady. If you never wanted to put a ring on it, or you want to actually talk to her, be a partner to her, I don't understand where the concern comes in for an outfit you didn't buy, for a concert ticket you didn't buy. So what exactly was his purpose in doing that? You have my number, you know where I'm at.
I think that was a bad calculation because, again, what was the purpose?
Exactly.
Now look at you.
Because now it looks like he was trying to embarrass her.
Oh, we know that's not the only means of communication.
Exactly.
You put us over there in a whole different way.
Henry, tap in real quick. He got his hand up.
So one, I don't like speaking on other people's relationships because we don't know the full dynamic.
We obviously don't know.
But listen. Let's take a step back, right?
I am Kiki Barr.
So they're dating, and I'm sure she showed him the outfit, or he knew what she was wearing to that concert. Maybe or maybe not. Just assumptions, right? So if we are dating, I don't know where their relationship lies, but if we are dating, her outfit that had her ass out could be perceived. And to me, I don't want my woman walking around with her ass out. So that was a public disrespect to that man if they are in a committed relationship or one that is leading towards that. That's one. Two, how he approached and handled the situation was wrong.
Okay.
Right? The whole social media shit did that. However, flip the script, right? If a man is doing that or whatever the case may be, and I'll give you an example of people were trying to refer to it was what's the girl? No, the girl from City Girls.
Carisha.
Was Lil Uzi.
JT.
Yeah, when she got upset with Ice
Spice.
Yeah, the girl with orange hair.
Jesus, have mercy.
I don't know these young folks.
He said Ice Spizzle.
Hey,
go ahead.
But it's like it's a double standard that's there that is not respected on the male side. But if a man speaks up, he is then bashed, and then he is like, everybody and their mama want to comfort men for saying, hey, this is how I want, this is my preference. And we all have preferences in dating, but when a man speaks up about his preferences, he is then demonized and then he is bashed because this is something he wants from his woman. Right?
Now,
how are the two comparable?
Yeah, what happened with Ice Spice and
That's
JT?
exactly what I was trying to say. What happened
I don't
between
really know
them?
the details of it, but I know he was talking and took a picture with her, and she got upset with him. Some along the lines.
Is that what happened?
So
But
basically,
it's
you
something
said
so-
JT
it's
embarrassed
something so
him.
minute.
I
You get what I'm
think
actually don't know what
Uzi
happened.
they was at the awards. What was it, the BET
Yeah,
Awards?
BET.
And there was Uzi linked over. I think this is Ice Spice,
Right.
so he linked over, and then
Took a
was
picture,
JT.
too.
Was her name JT?
Yeah.
JT, yeah.
JT got upset, but no one know why exactly that happened.
But you know why we don't know why? Because no one tweeted about it either. They kept that shit to themselves. And this is why
I think
we're
that's
here.
something our generation can learn a lot from.
Don't tweet.
Older generations, and I've heard this so many times
They ain't
before
no
from like
phone.
older family. We never had the same issues as y'all's because we weren't on social media like this. So our issues stayed between us. We had a little bit more of a perspective of this is how we want our relationship to look. Let's control how it is we want it to be. Social media does a lot to relationships now. There's a lot of pressure on us to now make everything so public. But I do agree with you, Henry, to the point of everybody has their own perception of what they want their relationship to look like. So you are right to a stance of we don't need to demonize a man for if he says, when I'm in a committed relationship with X, Y, and Z woman, I would like for us to move in this particular way.
Right.
It's the same aspect of I want my woman to come home and cook for me every day. I'm not going to demonize that because some men want that. But it's what the reciprocity looks like, right?
And how
He's
you
been
do
with
it.
Kiki
And
for
the way you
years.
express
Thank you.
Right.
Let's
Like-
not act like Kiki was not Kiki before Kiki.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
he's been with her for a
no, but
while.
also
Stop
talk
that.
about this too.
Oh,
He
stop
doubled
it.
down and said, a man in this generation can't ain't nothing traditional about y'all relationship. You have
I
a
was-
baby out of wedlock. You are not the breadwinner. What else do you need to talk about?
What does breadwinning mean?
He said traditional.
But he's the
I'm
one that
using
was
his
speaking to
words.
tradition.
He's like the
Oh,
traditional
okay.
standpoint. I want to be able to have a traditional family.
Most people don't even know.
Newsflash.
You can't even define tradition though.
He ain't doing it. I tell you that.
There's no difference.
I don't know.
The
It was
whole
giving
thing-
hater.
The whole thing. So
I just know he just mad he
was
wasn't
hurt.
Usher. I get it.
He was
Everyone
hurt.
should be.
Everyone
was hurt.
should be.
and he tried to vent to Twitter, which was a bad
You've been
choice.
to your homeboy.
Bad choice. I wouldn't have done that. And then he got demonized for it. Now, the excuse that he used, you shouldn't be wearing that, you are a mom, did not hand up. He was trying to find some excuse to express his feeling. He was just upset, butthurt. I would have been butthurt too if I seen my woman on stage dancing with another man. I don't care who the man is. It's not
Usher.
It does not matter.
If it was Beyonce, I'd be dancing like that.
But Usher does that at every show. So let's just be so for real. I've
They
gone
do
to
that
several of
He
those
do that with
shows.
everybody that's a celebrity, and married or not. Issa Rae, Gabrielle Union.
But however, like
I mean,
you
I was
said,
at the
nobody
show. I
was
never
winning.
thought anything was
Winning.
super wrong
She
with
did that
it.
after.
I was at the show. I didn't think anything was wrong. We were right behind Kiki. Like, I didn't think anything was
How
wrong
was that
with
show?
it.
He was at that particular
I was at that show because
Isn't
it was
that so
4th of
funny?
July show. That was the
So
Tuesday show he did. And I was out in Vegas for a week, and I loved it. I mean, I've gone to see Usher. That was my second time. He does that with every celebrity that comes out, and he's a performer. But then it was funny because the next show he had, like, the weekend of, with, like, Sweetie was there. He was like, okay, let me ask, are you in a relationship? Because now it's becoming an issue for the brand.
But Winnie
Because
actually
Joe
sat on
Budden.
her man. She was like,
When Usher danced with Joe Budden's wife when Joe Budden was there. Usher approached her and he was like, he talked to Joe Budden first and he said, go ahead, do your thing. And then he got up and
that's
started
the
dancing with
solution.
her.
Where was you at?
That's
Why
okay.
wasn't you at the
That's
concert?
okay.
See, that's the problem. You should have been at the concert.
That's another thing.
I feel like the main
I would've been at the
reason
concert.
he was
Me and my
demonized
man.
was because not because he had a preference, but more so because of like how he chose to express it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
it.
it's
Like
really
you can have your
that.
preference all day,
I
but
don't care
like
what your preference
don't
is.
embarrass me.
It was his approach.
Yeah.
But there are people that are coming out saying like, I think everything he did was fine. No, it was not.
No.
Do not. For me in my relationships, we argue in private if we have to argue. I don't even like to argue, but whatever we're doing, it's in private. When we outside, we're a unit and we look good. We don't give nobody anything to talk about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or if we're not good, what's they say? Nobody win when the family feud. We don't got to go out.
No, yeah.
What's the point? Now we look stupid.
Now I'm curious, like, if you think about what traditional is known as, in a way, it could be subjective.
Traditional.
Like a tradition,
Not
the
good.
phrase,
So
I want
subjective.
traditional. Because if you really think
not
about
good.
it, how a man thinks about traditional, it could have different phases based on their household that they were raised in. So
Facts,
they could
facts.
think traditional is
Very
a woman.
misogynistic, too.
Very, but they could think like traditional a lot of times in a common stance when we talk amongst each other. I feel like traditional is man is a breadwinner, which that to me I don't. But woman is stay at home mother, takes care of the kids, cooks, cleans, does all the
Wash
things.
everything.
Exactly. But then as we start to think about our generation, what traditional may look like in our homes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things may shift over time.
Right.
So I'm curious to know when we have kids and when that starts to go forward, what traditional actually would be defined as.
And at that note, we'll
So
do a
you can't-
recap. We all have kids.
Yeah.
Nothing is universal. Let's just say that.
That's so true.
Well, this was a great topic breaker. We're going to get back to the questions, but we have another one later, okay? Yay. All right, so what does marriage mean to you? Speaking of, okay, and do you believe in the idea of marriage? Because, you know, everyone has their own perspective, so whoever likes to take it. Sorry. I just look at you,
I was just
but you
like-
can, whoever wants to talk.
Okay.
No, you
All right. So one, I'm gonna speak from a biblical standpoint.
Okay.
Amen. That's
Bring
the side
it
when I was
church,
speak on.
honey.
There you
Be
go.
unapologetic on that one.
He's a pastor, y'all.
But I do respect
don't
other
lie.
people's religion and their spiritual beliefs. But for me, marriage is sacred, and I do believe that because we're speaking as Black people amongst Black people, we have we've done a terrible job with marriage, and I think we've done it's been because the prerequisite of dating has been not well. The vetting process is not well. And we don't really commit to our husbands and wives in the manner that we should. And we don't want to do the work. And when it gets too hard, we rather escape instead of stay there and fix it. And I know some things are, non-negotiable. Infidelity is one, but in some aspects. But I think we've played with marriage. We've toyed with it. I think it's been one of those things people just aspired to do because it was a tradition to say this is the goal, when it should be finding your partner. And the whole ring, the ceremonies, everybody is in it for those reasons. I want to get cute. I want to be with my friends. I want to say, hey, I got my man.
Right.
But it's like, what are you doing to keep your man? What are you doing to keep your woman? And I don't think that we're doing the work but we want the benefit of saying, I'm married.
That's
Right.
my wife. That's my husband.
I agree.
I agree. That was a
too.
good
Because-
one. Set it off.
The divorce rates is going higher,
Yeah.
higher and higher and higher. And at the ceremony, you give vows,
Yeah.
right?
And they're supposed
Better-
to be sacred.
So with all these divorces happening, you're breaking your vows left and right, which is like, if you couldn't keep your vows the first time, what make you think you're gonna keep it the second time? I was in an Uber.
It's all
I drive Uber sometimes, and a passenger. They was discussing how I think it was her brother. He was on his 5th marriage. I said,
Fifth?
5th?
Wow.
5?
5th.
It's like, yeah, the ex-wife is still on his checking account, and I'm just.
Oh.
How are you handling all this? And
That's
who's
a
the 5th
lot.
wife? Did she not look at your past with the
Yeah,
past
where's the
4
questions?
wives? And how is this still continuing on? So I think in your
Yeah,
case,
what's happening?
we
What's
are
wrong
toying
with
with
him?
marriage. I don't think it's just a checkoff list that
It
people
is.
I want to get married instead of trying to I want a life partner. I want someone who gets me and I gets them.
Yeah.
Even on my bad day, they still having the best day of their life.
Yeah.
I think we just want the likes on Instagram.
Yeah, the
we
pictures.
want the ring. How
Yeah.
big is the ring?
Yep.
Why does the ring matter?
Mm-hmm.
How big is his heart?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Come on.
Because if you get too much in the materialistic, we had a big wedding, the ring was
Still in
big,
debt.
and then 2 years later, what happened? Oh, we in a divorce or some shit like that.
Yep.
Like, now,
And it's sad.
what was the point of that? That was a waste. What?
Completely what happened.
Look, because I'm signing a pre. Y'all
And she
signing
left
a pre.
her.
Dang.
I agree. That was beautiful.
Me
Would y'all
too.
the same thing? Or?
Damn,
I mean, I agree with what both of y'all
Yeah,
said.
y'all both
Like,
said it in a nut.
yeah, to me, I definitely feel like it's sacred because it's like that's a covenant you make like before one another, but before God. Like,
Amen.
ultimately, so it's like that's nothing to be like toyed with. So it's definitely very sacred, and I want us to do better, like as a community, but also like as a people, to like really uphold our vows, but then honor that for your partner, but then like more importantly, like you're honoring God by honoring your vows as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to chime in or?
I think the biggest thing, because I agree with what everyone said about marriage, because it also depends on how you were grown up, right? So like my parents, a true partnership. When my mom was working since I was a baby for the same company. In my last year of college, she lost her job. And my dad really went into overdrive, working double, triple, like working nonstop to make sure I was still in college. He made sure every single bill was paid. That man didn't miss a beat. He's like, if I gotta, eat at home every single day of my life to make sure my family's good, that's what I'm gonna do. My dad is the definition when it comes to like that provider, that protector of my mom, me, like that is what my dad is. So I respect that. I don't know a lot of men in certain circumstances when things come to head, if they'll really like go to the fire for their woman and their family. And that's just something that I personally want for marriage. I want that true partnership. So I think to what you all said, I'm okay waiting. I feel like our generation has a really hard time, praising God in the weight room, because it's so important to know that when you're in the weight room, you have to learn about yourself and be whole so that when you meet that partner, y'all could have that covenant together where it actually works. I feel like half the time why it doesn't work is because people come into things and they're not whole yet. They're not fully of who they need to be. And then another key piece that goes over that is I feel like we as a community, when it comes to marriage and really making sure, like you said, divorce rates are high, that we take it seriously. The community around which you now circulate yourself with now that you're married needs to be of support and holding you up to the standard now that you're married. Your community, whether they're married as well, whether they're single, when you guys go out, there's no reason a man or a woman with their ring on or whatever the case is should be acting in a way that would disrespect their vows. And the community needs to hold them accountable for that. I think that's a big thing too, because I have a lot of married, divorced friends now that I'm noticing, and they've always mentioned just certain things.
Divorced friends?
I do.
And how old are we?
So my friends who are divorced are like in their 30s, in their late 20s. I have a good friend, and he got married. And he loves her, everything, but it just didn't work out. They just weren't compatible. And I feel like they were rushing through a couple of things, and they were divorced within a year.
Yeah. And so, okay, yes, agreed.
Can I give you a question back, though? So you spoke about wanting a man that during a fire, he's willing to do whatever he needs to do to extinguish it, essentially.
Okay, Pastor.
Do you think? I'm gonna flip the roles because
Y'all,
we
you
know
really not
how society has created the narrative that the man needs to be the breadwinner and he needs to do X, Y, and Z. So in the relationship, will the woman, if the man loses everything, will the woman step up and serve and act as the extinguisher to the fire? If the man has lost everything, what is the woman willing to do to stay in that relationship and keep it together? Because a lot of the times, women are there for providing, protecting, and if the man can't provide, then does she leave? Or is that really her partner and she gonna stick it through and thug it through?
I feel like that's when you know you met your wife, but she'll do that.
Yeah.
Not every woman's gonna do that.
Every woman's
Not
gonna do
every.
that.
I would do that. I would do that,
Not
but
every
not
man
if
that's
gonna
your
stick with a woman
requirement.
that
Yeah.
I've
That's
seen
just
a
a
lot of
human-
people, do human things. A lot of men leave women if they get fatter or something's off. They're not having a lot of sex again. Like there's I think trivial things, very minute things that people leave on for both sides. But I would say this to your point, and I think it's a great point you said that. I think, again, my parents also, I've said this on my other episodes, parents will be having 30 years this year for anniversary. Glory be to God. Yes. But, and I respectfully say this, but I said this to them last year for anniversary. I said, y'all's marriage, I know my mom has ups and downs about like, oh, I wish you saw all of it in a good way, everything. I say, no, but this gave me everything I needed. Every vow was tested. It is still being tested. And that really does make me think very hard about dating. I'm like, can I deal with someone that could go through, let's go through vows, rich or poor. Like, both y'all lose your jobs, And the story I always say is the recession. It's nobody's fault, but both of them lost their job within months of each other. So does my mom be like, fuck you, Dad?
Yeah.
Right, no. I know. And then my dad be like, well, F you too. But no, you figure it out. Because it's nobody's fault here. And then you go to the next one. Health and
Sickness
and health. My mom deals with a lot of sickness issue, and it's been years. I mean, this is not a like, oh, we got through this, we're good. No, one had cancer, then the next had cancer. Then, so I say all to say, not to pull all my business out, but I think sometimes people forget that life's gonna life. And at the end of the day, at least I'm going back to biblical, life was always gonna life. God, though, said it wasn't gonna be easy, but he's with you. Yeah. And if both parties can be on one page, whole by themselves, then come together knowing that, like, we have God on our side and we are fighting the issue together, not each other, I think a lot of things could be pushed through, especially like what we're saying. And like maybe divorce wouldn't be as much because you take it as serious as it should be. Because God doesn't like divorce either. We don't talk about it, but he doesn't. And if you do serve God, I guess you are trying to please him. So what's that mean? Take your time. And actually, let's go back. The prerequisite. Did God really tell you to marry this person? Or was it your will and not his? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because then that's where it really shows.
A lot of people don't keep God at the center of their relationship or marriage. And it's important to keep him there.
And even if you do, there's still trial and tribulation. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like, it's not like, oh, that's the easy way out. No. It's still going to be hell, but at least you got your person with you.
Exactly.
That's real.
Yeah.
Or
It
God
does.
told you to marry that person for a reason. So that he can show you what you don't want.
Okay, and God be doing that
He'll
too.
do
He's a
that
father
too.
like
He'll
that.
do that too.
I don't like when he do that though.
When he show you.
It's so necessary. It's so necessary. Like, God.
Right.
But is he only showing you off of the consequences of not following me in the first place? Is that why I showed you?
Yeah,
I told you what to do. You didn't want to do it, so
Right.
I'll show you better than I can tell you.
And they say the same thing gonna happen over and over again.
You gonna get this right. Okay, that was great, y'all. Okay, next question I have is, we know dating is ghetto, but what's one advice you would give to someone that is dating currently? So like to someone else.
Well, your
Currently,
girl.
like right now, they
Boy, they
Yo.
need to
Yeah,
get
like
ready
they're
to sit
seeking
down.
love.
privacy.
Privacy, okay.
Yo, if it's a first date, don't put it up. Don't put it up until y'all are committed.
Until y'all
ready.
married. Okay.
And really, it's just
Pull it
communication.
Issa Rae.
'cause
Ooh, okay.
with different people, you may be putting everything up, and they like, well, I'm still getting to know you. I don't even know what's happening right now.
That is
You
true.
know what I mean? So like, I feel like if you're really trying to find your person, the world shouldn't really know. It should be y'all two, because at the end of the day, it's just going to be y'all two against the world. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
true. And God.
So, take your time and feel things out. Enjoy the moment with each other.
I like that.
I like that
That's
too.
real.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good
Good
answer.
answer, Key.
What they do on Family Feud?
Yeah,
Good
good
answer.
answer. That was really good. Okay.
I
Anyone else?
say, If I had to, because I wish that maybe like I was given this advice in another stage of dating, but like I'm very grateful for having like learned it in the way that I did. But I would say like one word is self. Because I feel like when you fall into yourself, then it's like you are stable enough and like emotionally apt enough to then be able to like fall into somebody else, like be what they need, but then also know what you need to receive. So it's like that really like your self-intimacy. Like I'm very big on that. So I feel like it's empowering. Like nobody can take that away from you. Like when you know what you want, when you know how you feel, when you know what you desire, what you deserve, like all of that. And then it's like you won't be looking at other like pockets of the world or pockets of people trying to like be filled up because it's like you already whole, you already know like what you got going on, what you want, and what you require. So it's like self-intimacy.
I like that.
Yes.
Anybody else? I mean, you don't have to, I'm just saying.
One, I don't think dating is ghetto.
Okay, that's good.
I think dating is complex. And the reason I say let's take ghetto out.
The point of the show is to say that part, so thank you for running that.
Oh, my bad.
Jesus.
But I was thinking about it from like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I feel you.
You know how niggas go into can we say niggas?
Yeah.
Okay, we are niggas.
Black.
Well,
like manifesting, you want to manifest it? Like
yeah, you know, people be like, oh, dating, it got
power
pee
in
in
the
the pool.
tongue.
It got pee in the pool. And then you go into it and it's like you already done spoke into what's going to happen.
Oh, I see what you said.
Good.
But
I'm gonna start saying that.
Right.
I'm rich.
Words are powerful.
But I think if I had to give somebody some advice, I would say go into dating being fully authentic and transparent.
People don't do that.
Oh yeah.
No, they don't. And I think what is the other thing I was thinking about? Like giving your not everything, but being as open to the possibilities, being open-minded. And a lot of people like to test people during this dating phase, and they're like, oh, I want to see what they're gonna do under these circumstances, and nah, that ain't working for everybody. So you need to go into it with the outcome and intention, like be intentional, but also be open to exploring and letting someone get to know who you are, even in that first date.
Yeah.
Like if you want a second date, when you go into a job interview, you ain't going in there giving subpar. You know what I'm saying? You're going in there
to get the job.
That's cool too.
But
you're
doing what I gotta do. Giving everything you want.
You're going in there trying to give everything in a certain capacity. So I feel like we don't do that with dating.
Right.
And it's like, nah, I'm gonna hold off until the first or fifth date.
Yeah, people
and
do
I'm gonna
do
see
that.
if they still around. It's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because then you're risking something that you really don't want.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I like that. Yeah. I also would tap in and say, I think for me, not for me. For me, but also for whoever. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no.
Yeah,
all right?
you would say no.
And it's so real because I think sometimes we get into situations because of just opportunities and we're like, oh, we have a fear of being alone. Oh, we have a fear of like, well, he does like me, so I should just see it through. If you don't like him like that, it's a dub. It's a no. And it's respectful. You do it respectfully because you're not wasting no one else's time, especially not your own. And then later on, if something doesn't work out, now you're looking boo the fool. Like those memes that be like, how somebody even think was that cute? Dump me. Well, when you entertain something for too long and then you know what I'm saying? It's true. So I would say be honest with yourself to know what you like and be cool with, hey, I'll just wait. If this is not it. Because also another thing, people go into relationships trying to change people. And that is just not, you can't do that. We're not your kids. You can't do that at all. I told these folks to
Trying
turn on airplane.
to change or looking for someone to change?
Huh?
Trying to change or looking for someone to change?
What? Say it again?
Trying to change someone or
Yeah.
looking for someone to change?
Looking for someone
One
to
day
change.
they do it on their own.
Look for somebody to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if we growing, we gonna
That's
have to
true.
grow.
Okay.
Yes.
I look for somebody to grow like that.
Which is
Right.
essentially
Grow
change.
like that. Crazy.
But change.
Atlanta.
I see what you're saying.
But when I say
Yeah,
change,
be
or when I
careful with
say
that word.
change someone, let's be careful with words. My example of like looking for someone, like, okay, Okay, I'm gonna be real with myself. I love my sleep. I learned that I do not like men that snore. I'm sorry. So I
Y'all
really
talk
like
to
my
her.
sleep. I've
Y'all
tried
talk
to do
to
it.
her.
I really
Listen,
tried.
When you
I'll
get
talk
older,
to her.
everyone snores.
I know. And maybe by that
sleep
time,
apnea.
She may snore too, and she
I
may not
don't
even
snore.
recognize it.
Fun
We
fact,
live by
my
ourselves.
grandparents, they actually, once all the kids was out, they separated the rooms because of the snoring, but they still lived in the same house. I was always confused growing up because granddaddy be in that room, grandma be in that
Yeah.
room. I was like, why don't y'all sleep in the same bed?
They want their
Snores like
peace.
crazy. Snores like crazy.
Okay, I learned that I don't like snoring men because I like my sleep, and I understand that might be like crazy, and I know everybody will snore one day, but let me just say this. What I'm saying is I can't change that, right? And that's something that he can't change unless he lose weight or do the surgery or do the strips. I've thought about it, but what I'm saying is that I'm not going to be dating someone hoping that they would change it to something I need, because that's not real life, okay? Dating someone at their level is what you need to accept at their level. If they ever go to the next level, whatever that looks like, I know I'm using snoring, but like if you're like, oh, I want to be a rich person, okay, great, and they have ambitions for this. If they never get that business that makes them that rich person, will you still be okay with dating them to this day? That's a real question you got to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So not dating because of the potential,
Oh, yeah.
but reality that it could happen, it could not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I mean with the changing part. Like, you can't change someone. And why are you
can't.
shaking your head?
Because you always date for potential. You marry for fucking potential.
Right.
That's real.
You
date
do.
for potential. Let me tell you why.
Potential in a relationship, not the
Let me tell you
person.
why.
Yes,
Let me tell you
that's
why.
what I'm saying.
Person and relationship, they can be synonymous. Let me tell you why. So when you go on a first date, right? You have a great date. You're like, oh shit, I could see this together with him. But let me make sure he's consistent, right? So there's potential in him. Correct?
Yeah.
The second date you go on, you're like, okay, he cool. He's keeping up with who he is.
Because
I
why?
think his
That's actions.
Right, his actions.
Because it's character.
But he
You
is not-
showing me
he is-
who you
hold on,
are,
hold on.
though.
He's showing you, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't
Yeah.
shown you fully.
Okay,
correct?
we keep going.
Which is potential.
But how is he not showing
That
me?
no, that's
Consistency.
potentially, but it's like potential and potentially that's different.
I feel like you showing up as yourself the first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
That
We
is
go to
potential.
100 days. That's who
You
you
showing me
are.
who you
I think
are.
as
though.
women-
They showing me who you are, not who you could be.
You're never going to find the exact man that you have created in your head that you want.
That's true.
No, right?
So
Yeah, I
this
didn't
man
say
is
that.
always working towards the potential of being that man for you. Correct? And
The-
when you continue
Within
to
your own
evolve,
realm.
you continue to change.
But within your own capacity. I'm not asking a short man to be 6'5", because that's not possible.
We do.
But I knew that you were short when I dated you and saw you swiped on Hinge. What I'm saying is that real shit, that like personality traits, like you showing up as your character, that you have a warm heart, that you're an ambitious person. These are character traits that are built in that typically don't change unless like some really big life event happens, you know, deaths in the family, I don't know, something. But what I'm saying is like your actual
That's
like
real.
who you are, your character, me being a God-fearing woman, pray to God, will never change. So me having a heart of God or trying to pursue that, be nice, learn, lean on grace, will be there for time to come. You could check back in 20 years when I still have grace.
So
but y'all crazy asses.
it's based on your environment, right? So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you guys have really good points. The thing I feel like as women, a lot of us, we see potential, but it's important for us to just not see the potential. We need to see like kinetic energy
Yes.
to make
Yes.
actions
What's the
happen.
plan?
And a lot of times when we say, when a man's perspective, yes, there's always potential for you and your partner to grow within each other. You and this person, you see potential and you want to invest in this person. Men do that. We as women do that, but it's to what extent? And a lot of times how you're even able to see that is over phases of life. So a good example, I was dating someone who, when I dated them, y'all know the story.
What's his name?
No, we not saying his name because y'all know who I dated and y'all know what happened. Don't look like this. Y'all look at me. Don't look like this. Y'all know what happened. Y'all know what happened.
I don't.
So when I met him, right, it was just certain things he didn't have, and though it was a short relationship, I stayed the course. I stayed a ride or die chick, which I am, and helped
She
to make
really
some stuff
did. I was
happen.
proud of her.
I've always been that
I
way,
told her to
but
leave.
the thing about it is that what really. I have never been a super duper person where I need a man to just make like $1 million. Everybody know how I live. Everybody know how much I make. I never been that type of woman where I need a man to reflect that. But what the main issue was, okay, I see potential. I see a little kinetic energy. But when we go through phases of life, when you are really broken down, how you act, how your character is, what that looks like. Now that was a determining factor of, okay, this potential and this energy can only take us so far.
If you
because
get that. Because when you're not that, you're mean. Or you have
mean.
these things that are not really healthy for anyone or
low
the partner.
self-esteem.
Low self-insecure. We could bring it back to that guy, a baby daddy of Keke Palmer.
Insecurity.
It was insecurities, loud
So
and
insecure.
born. But you date Keke Palmer, and she look amazing now after that baby. She look like that too.
Henry was gonna ask.
Okay. So there are a few points. That was a great fucking point. But there are a few things, right? And so this may sound it's complex. I'm telling you, life is complex. But when you're talking about dating someone, right, you have to be empathetic. You just have to be an empathetic person in general, right? So sometimes, and we can all be a testament to this, sometimes God places someone in your life to do a particular job to help you come out of whatever it is that you need to come out of. So back to your point, when you're talking about dating, sometimes God will place a woman in this man's life to help heal him.
Yeah.
Literally. So sometimes it's, will the woman do God's will and stay in this when this man is not doing what he's supposed to do to help him to become a better man? And so we don't look at it like that because we're all selfish. We go into it looking, what can we extract instead of what can we pour? So for men have to do the same thing for women. There are a lot of women who are not emotionally intelligent, who don't have emotional control. But the right man in that woman's life can create that, which is through security.
Because of
Through
what
comfortability.
Consistency and character.
No. Sometimes you can change a person's character. It's through environment. I grew up in a home where I didn't have a father, and it was toxic, right? So I saw my dad do all these things to my mom. Therefore, I embodied some of that, right? I was a horrible man to women back then, correct? And so now I have been blessed enough to see other men who've done things differently, who've treated women differently. So what am I doing? I'm changing who I am to fit the man that I want to be.
Because you do it though.
But you're
people
not listening
that
to
are
what
in
I'm
partners
saying.
can't expect
You're not
that.
listening to what I'm saying. I did it because of what? My environment changed. Correct? So
Okay.
if you don't see better, you don't know better, you are not
That's
going to
true.
do better.
Facts. No, I give you that.
So sometimes it takes individuals to change a person's core. Because at the core, I was a nigga. Now,
Why you
Say
say
it
it like
you
that?
know what I'm saying?
At the core of my
You
being.
know what I'm saying? Now I'm a grown man, so there's a
Okay.
You're a grown nigga.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So
What?
if you want to
Okay.
if you want to be real about it, people and environments they do change the very fabric of who a person is.
That's
agree.
real. I do gotta add this.
Go ahead.
I feel like as far as like that, like all going back to potential, I feel like when you know that something is your assignment, like God's assignment, that might genuinely be your assignment to be able to like pour into their lives and help heal them. But does that mean that's your mate? No. And I feel like in a lot of situations, like I've learned like, okay, like God called you into this person's life to do X, Y, and Z, to touch them, to speak to them, to speak into them. But then that doesn't necessarily mean like you're my end all be all.
Period.
So I think like just
That's
knowing
real.
God's assignment, because it's like, okay, you know what, this person has so much like unlocked potential, but if it no matter how much I pour into them, like that can still remain potential. But it's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give you all that I know I can, because this is a part of God's assignment for me. But then it's like that does not mean like you'll be my life mate.
What is this potential?
What?
You said what's potential?
Nah, what is this potential?
Like
So it's
potential
just
to
emotional, the
I think
kinetic, actually
everything.
getting things
I
done.
mean,
everything,
you could go
like-
with- yeah.
if you are like emotionally unintelligent, then it's like, wow, you know what, I can really see them
Like, when
having
you
like
see it, you're
potential being emotionally intelligent, like. But then it's like if
Or
it never
maturity.
comes, then it's like
Naturally,
also think, though,
women are nurturers.
it's okay.
Though. They're always going to see potential in anything.
And that's the
a
thing.
woman
That's
can
true.
see a root in like this small plant and be like, that could be a beautiful rosebud one
Yeah.
day. That's
I
women,
love
and
it.
especially black women. We're highly nurturing people, so we
Yeah.
can see the future. We can see vision. That's why I always say I need God to whatever man I'm
visionaries,
supposed to
too.
be. Yes, whatever man I'm supposed to have. I need God to like give something in His heart. He give them to me, and I'll make that vision a reality. Make a house a
I
home.
also think too.
that's what they
if
say.
we
Why
go-
it's supposed to multiply?
Yep.
I also think too, though, everybody we talk to is not your husband. That's
Yep.
another thing, and I
For
think
sure.
that's the other part, because sometimes you could pour in people's life and just be a friend.
Yeah.
We need to realize and bring back words like the adjectives of colleagues, friends, extensions of people, whatever. Because it's true. Just because we're opposite sex does not mean, oh, we really do go together. Like, we really do vibe, so this must be it. And sometimes women, we can do this. I know I do it. I'll be like, okay, well, I just need him to show up in the suit I asked him to on my wedding day. We good. But that does not mean that is my husband. You know what I'm saying? And I also will say, to your point, I do agree, we're going to evolve and change over time. You know what I'm saying? I hope my 21-year-old self is not the same as 27, about to be 28, which is not. But I'm saying I hope when I get older to be a 35-year-old, you know, it's not the same. But I think the biggest thing I was trying to make it clear is that I decided to do that. You decided to change because you were like, I don't want to be that nigga no more that had a bad, you know, experience with women or seeing that. That's beautiful. There are some women that come into people's lives and like, well, I'm going to make him do that. Or, well, me being there should make him do that. And no one owes you shit. And I learned that in therapy. No one owes you anything. And I think vice versa. Some guys were like, I dated a guy where he was very traditional. He's very like, I play with my guns, basically low key a Herschel Walker. And low key he was like, no, that's all he does. Play with guns. He loves guns. Very Herschel Walker. Again, he's like,
y'all see my face, right? Y'all see my face.
I went on a date with him. But anyway, long story short, he was like, yeah, the wife I want is like basically someone that's at home cooking, clean, all stuff. And I had to realize, I said, would I do that? And I'm like, I don't do that now.
No, tell them.
Hold
on. Y'all,
there's going to be resentment.
If we're going to be real, we're going to tell the whole truth.
Tell the truth.
All right?
Shame the devil.
Look, I'm a woman. I will cook. I will clean. I will do that for my... Jay is a modern woman. She also... Beautiful heart. Will be there for her man. Will pray for her man. She is a prayer warrior. All these things. And this man sees all this encompassing of Jada. What does he go and ask her? So you going to cook? So you're going to cook for me? And she really was going to think about it and do it. And that is a perfect example of what Henry says when we think about our mate and everything and what we may be willing to compromise that's not of ourselves or not of something we really would want to do if we're married to them.
Yes.
And that's like a real thing in life. Us as women, us as men do it all the time.
And let's be clear, I can't cook. I'm saying like in the sense of like what the effort. I don't enjoy the time of it. I'm actually cool with getting a chef. I'm totally cool with getting a meal prep.
He didn't want that though.
Cool with that.
They had different visions of what they wanted their relationship to look like.
And that's a labor of love. And I do that when I do experience that with people. I that's a big date for me. If I say, oh, come over, I'll cook for you. Because I don't normally do that. And that's me. Everyone has their levels.
That boiled.
You like that boy? See, that's don't play with me. It's just not everyone gets that because I'm busy. But that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that he was really big on that. I could have like totally started doing things that he wanted because I wanted to please that. But that was actually going to change me or create resentment. And then later on, I'm like, I ain't never want to cook for your ass anyway. You eat too much, you know. And now here we are. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. So the next thing I want to say, a topic to throw in here. You guys heard what happened with? Actually, no, we ain't gonna talk about them just yet. Do y'all think sex is sex a bad killer in relationships? Just gonna go straight into it. If you had a bad sexual encounter with your partner, do you think that will like hold over you like this is not gonna work? Fuck the potential. It's just not gonna work. Whenever how you say it, yeah. I mean, well, some people do have sex.
Yeah, because you can have like a bad encounter initially, right? If it's initial, then I don't think it'll work out. But let's say we have like bomb sex and then we had like 2 not so good sex. That's forgivable.
So you're saying the first time around?
So you saying he need a slap off real?
I got you. Well, it depends. Like,
it
depends. Are we talking?
Yeah, like what
is it? Because if it's not getting wet, then
okay.
Like what's
no, you can talk about it. We're grown.
You know what?
That's something.
The question.
And a lot of women gonna be like, well, you ain't get it wet. I be like, come on, bro. Sometimes y'all gotta take accountability. That shit just ain't wet.
If a man,
I can't talk about things I can't.
I'm just speaking in general from all aspects. So this ain't personal things. I'm just saying, if these things happen, then ain't no coming back from that.
Okay, so I speak to this. Like, I used to talk to this guy.
He was. I will.
Why are you watching
You might as well say the name.
No.
Watcher gonna know who you talking about.
No, Kristen, don't tell him. Don't tell them the name, Kristen. She not gonna tell y'all. No, it's okay. It's all right. We know who.
I will say, like, the first encounter, it is slap. And so then I was just like, I mean, I feel like I'm very gracious. So it's like, okay, you know what, like, it's okay. Like, we can regroup and try it again. So, you know, we tried it again.
Still didn't slap?
It still didn't slap.
That's when you go.
So we had like a sit down conversation, and I was just saying like, what wasn't happening and what was happening. And then I want to say I gave it like one more opportunity, because it's like I did.
Third time's a charm. Did you say that?
Third time is a charm.
I really recognize like this is an amazing man.
but-
I want this to work, and I would like to see like our sexual compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really slap. So it did like essentially like we stopped
share.
talking, because
What
at
part
that point
did
then
it
I didn't feel like we were like sexually compatible. So
Do
not
y'all
to say we
communicate when y'all have sex? Like, on just
She said they had a
generic?
conversation.
we
you mean
talked
during
about
sex?
it.
Yeah,
I think
even
it was
during. You know what I mean?
okay. So
Like,
you know
let's
what?
say
In
he
hindsight,
eating
he
he's
was
like
like,
missing it
Right.
a little to the left. You know what I mean?
oh
Type shit.
yeah. Very verbal.
Christian.
However, okay, so in hindsight, but then it's also like another layer is when y'all talk more about it, he was like, yeah, like I was just nervous. I was like really in my head about it. So then at that point, then you can extend a little bit more grace and understand why somebody might have been like, throw it off their game a little bit.
You know that man is
So-
going to see this. Whoever that is, he's going to see this.
But no
Yes.
names
So
were
sorry
dropped.
to
It
that
could be
man.
anybody.
Period.
It could be anybody.
No names were dropped.
You did a 3-piece with a lot of people probably. But you did a 3-piece with that mug. It's okay.
I will say.
So what ended up happening, Kristen?
I,
Like, how
I
did you
will say
resolve?
at the time, like,
Thanks.
I will. Okay, this is what I will say.
Okay,
He redeemed himself.
beautiful.
You know.
Oh, we love a redeemer.
We love
Communication
that.
is the key.
Christ. Is it
So the
ridiculous?
4th time he redeemed himself.
It
She
took him
not
a
giving the
second.
number. You doing too much.
It
But
took
she
him a
just said
moment.
3, so it got
Clip said 5. It took him a second.
It was no.
Seven.
It was lower than
Seven.
that. It was. I think we
Seven,
just
eight,
needed like some time away from each other.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Came back.
That's good. I like that for you, Kristen.
So what makes bad sex then?
When
Well,
somebody
it
is in
slapped.
their head, I think when somebody is in their head and it's like you're not really connecting like with the person, like it's more so like you trying to like make sure your dick stay hard, and like it's just. I think that makes bad sex.
I think this is a
You're not connected.
question.
It's like a dance.
Man,
You in this dance analogy. You're
for
right.
real.
You're right.
I like passion.
Okay.
Mhm.
You gotta like.
Can you have passion on the first time though if you don't know this person?
Yeah, I
Doesn't
can.
passion build?
Is that passion or
Is
is
that
that
passion or
lust?
is lust?
Sometimes
Jesus.
it can be a chemistry mixed with lust,
Ooh.
Yeah.
and then you create that passion, and it's like, damn, I'm really fucking loving this person in this moment. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. You can have those experiences where it's like, shit, I feel like I've been with this person for months and years type shit.
I think that's deep lust.
Deep
That's
lust.
deep lust.
Yeah.
Or it could
What's
just
the
be a
line? What's the-
connection.
Love
Passion
and lust,
comes
it's
from-
a
I
very
feel like-
thin line.
Passion comes from like I feel like a deeper place.
Yeah.
Deep sound.
Like passion, like I'm passionate about this.
Or passionate in the moment.
I feel like
Because when I used to, let's say,
Passion.
when
When
I
you
played
say passion,
sports,
your passion what? To please this person so we can both have an amazing time.
your
Or what do you
passion
mean?
to have a great sexual
Experience
for
with
the
this
both of
person.
you.
Yeah. And that becomes selfless.
That's some
Okay.
shit. That's what you
Pleasing
want to
each other.
achieve.
But then I feel like at that point you're passionate about the sexual experience and not necessarily the person.
As you should be. But you are passionate about the person because you want to please them, and pleasing them makes them happy.
I feel like
We need to talk about
something.
pleasers.
I feel like that's
I
like
have something
I don't know.
to
It takes the
add.
heart out of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when it comes to sex, I don't know, maybe I have a hard time really like enjoying sex. Like I'm not a casual date or casual sex type of girl. I've tried. It's not my thing. And I do feel like foreplay has everything to do with a man before you even put me in a bed. Like, take me to dinner. Did you give me a foot massage? Like,
That's
do things
foreplay.
for me.
Foot massage.
Yes.
Everyone's different.
Or something. It's just more of an aspect
Did you
of
walk
like an
with us
emotion.
outside of the street?
Right. Like, did you take the trash
You want to be
out
wooed.
when you came to the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wooed.
But it's just one of those things where for me, I really just need to have like an emotional and a deeper connection with somebody before I have sex.
And that's
And it makes
real.
it better.
And that's
You
Most
need
guys-
that.
That's
You
Yeah, most
need
guys
that.
I get that too.
Y'all are like more visual
Yeah.
and just kind of like.
People are visual.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, people are visual, but I'm saying like most men are like.
They fall in love with what they see. Women
Yeah.
fall in love with what they hear.
Yes, and
You gotta
that is
talk
so
to me.
real.
Not fucking true.
Yes, it
about the person.
is, Henry.
No, it's not.
You
I
don't fall in love with what you see.
Hell no.
You sure? Because we
Keon.
can bring
Fall
out.
in love?
Okay,
Keon.
not
You can't
love.
name- you can't name
Fall
two
in
women I've
lust.
been
Fall
in
in
love
lust.
with.
Fall
Let's
in
talk about
lust.
fall in
Okay,
lust.
fall in
Let's
lust.
fuck a motherfucker every day.
Fall in love.
Okay, we
But
know.
that don't
We
mean
know
Exactly.
you do.
That don't
Okay,
mean shit.
let's use the right word. Lust.
Lust.
Because it
It's
ain't
lust.
love.
Women
It's
lust
lust.
over men. men lust over women.
Okay,
Yes.
we're saying that. We're saying the love part, though, that you
Men don't
denied
fall
the
in-
love, so we're going to put the lust
Both
there.
gonna put the
People
lust there.
fall in love with what they see. They also fall in love with the substance that follows behind it. So let's be clear. Let's not
Okay.
do the gender shit.
That touched.
Let's not do the
Right.
gender shit. You feel me?
Yes.
So some women do lust, some men do lust.
Mhm.
Some
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
some.
Let's not
use some.
stereotype them.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Yes.
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 Yeah, let's
Okay.
not.
Okay,
I'm gonna
Eddie.
continue to goddamn.
Correct. He hates gender neutral.
Okay.
Let's not. Continue. Go ahead,
You
Jay.
look for a generalization though.
Yeah, you
I
do
don't.
do a lot of generalization.
Because
All the time.
All the time he
We
does.
gotta
Hen
make
dogs.
sure it's generalized.
Hen
This
dogs.
is why we have two
That's
guys
between our
on
internal-
Hen
That's between
dogs.
our internal-
What makes,
Ew.
guys, what makes bad sex for you guys? Because we all answered.
bad sex.
Oh, bad sex.
Oh, okay.
Bad sex is if so I'm a pleaser. I like to please, right? And I also like to be pleased. You feel me? So when you have sex, it's not it's selfless. You know what I mean? So if it's selfless and it's fun and it's passionate and we done win several rounds, then we good. It's great sex. It's a success. Did you get your nut? You got your nut? I got my nut too. All right, you ready for another one? No? All right, we about to lead it. You know what I mean?
Be honest.
If y'all not sleep at the end of it, it wasn't good sex.
Now that is true. If I am like got energy, you did not do a good job. If I'm on my phone, you did
If
not
y'all
do a good
not
job. You
sleep,
did
drinking
knock
some juice, some tea,
Right.
something.
out. I'm thirsty. Like we done did like a WWE match in that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
That shit
I'm
be
just
moving.
kidding.
Dang it.
she'd be like, "This was fun." It's not fun. No, I feel you on that. But I wanted to talk about that pleasing part because I do agree that's a big difference. A lot of people, let's backtrack. Because we always talk about bad sex, if a woman not doing this. Before we start blaming other people, we need to talk about ourselves. Do we know what pleasing ourselves is to be able to effectively communicate to the other partner? Because
That's
everyone's different. What you did with Tyrone may not be the same thing Jamal likes. And it might be similar, of course, but like it's not the same thing. I've seen different perspectives. I've seen different, people like certain things. And it's like, that's cool. But like everyone's not like that. So getting to know someone, being able to please is so huge because then now you're being selfless to that. And if you both could do that, it's an amazing experience.
Exactly. Then we good. That's why sometimes I feel like you can't count somebody out the very first time because then sometimes you need that communication to say like, okay, I actually like it like this. Like,
I know what makes sex better for everybody.
What?
Spontaneity.
I'm about to say, doing it
true.
God's way.
Good.
That's true.
Oh, what?
No, he ain't gonna say that. Yeah.
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
if that's what he's
We're
gonna
about to
say.
tell you to do what
He said do it God's way. That means after marriage.
Okay. Ooh, wait, hold on.
I think that would be best for everybody.
Everybody need to take these mics off.
We all need
I'm
to take
just,
them
but
off.
that's true though. But no, you're right. Spontaneity is good for some people. Some people do like.
I love makeup sex too.
Y'all
I'm
didn't
so
say
sorry.
that word
So
about
you like to
body.
argue first? That's a
No,
little toxic.
no, not
Wait, I said
argue.
spontaneity?
Sound toxic.
It's not arguing.
Let me get into this argument so I know we about to have some good makeup sex at the end of the
I've had some of the best sex, and it's been makeup sex. I'm not gonna hold you. Or
Yeah,
like
makeup sex
it's been a while, and we come and reconnect again. I'm such a Taurus. They all looking at me. I'm a Taurus. Get over it. Like, all right, makeup sex is good, but continue.
Yeah, I am right now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What are some ways you think we can, as a people, do better within the dating scene
As a people.
Jesus.
That is
without generalizing and offending the opposite sex?
That's a
Child.
loaded question.
Huh?
As
Yeah.
a people.
Look, as a people,
As a people.
as black
Ooh.
people, we need to stop bashing each other.
Yeah.
That's good.
Honestly, like we gotta love each other regardless of your experiences. Like you can't look at or hold every man villain to what happened in your past, and we can't do the same for women. So if we start respecting each other and stop looking at each other in the dating realm as what we can gain, like men are trying to gain pussy. Women are trying to gain money. That's just the general stereotype. So if we can throw all of that out and start looking at how we can enhance this other person, which is being selfless, like Keon was talking about, I think we can then start to heal our community in the dating realm instead of being selfish in regards to what we can get out of a person and think about how we can improve this person based on who we are in that space.
Okay.
I like it. The word I was gonna say was healing. So like,
yeah,
exactly.
Because I think that goes back into the question you asked about advice with dating.
Yeah. It all ties.
A lot of people come into new dating scenes with baggage, or even those who date multiple. They will take something from another person and bring it into a relationship that has nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
I think whenever you decide to date someone, this is a totally new person. You don't know this person. And the
Don't
objective,
assume you know them either.
Yeah, you can't assume you know them neither. And the objective is to become, at the end of the day, the ultimate objective, marry, kids, you all become one. Right. So you're taking two different people from maybe different walks of life, and you're trying to combine them and fuse them into one, which is a very complex and difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you come in with someone else's baggage from your past relationship, and you trying to bring this into a new, off rip, that thing gonna crumble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're projecting now. Why are you projecting this on me? I've never even gave you the idea that I would do something like this, but that you're taking what you experienced from the past and you're bringing it into this clean home, and you're messing up the home right now. You know what I mean? So I think we just have to come with this clean slate, and then if something, I guess it's like stepping back, taking a breath, and then, am I projecting? Is it something that's from my past and I'm bringing into this relationship? Did he really mean this? And a wise person told me you should move out of love.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Always move out of love, even though you may be emotional. Because I'm a Cancer. I'm very emotional. You know what I mean?
At the end of this.
We need to go for a sign.
Yes.
You said what?
Okay, so we have a Taurus here.
Got a Taurus.
So that hopefully explains some
Cancer.
things.
Stop it.
A Gemini.
A Gemini.
This explains so much.
Don't really.
You don't know your...
Yes, he is. He's Scorpio, no?
No, he's not Scorpio. He's Aquarius. And I'm a Leo.
Yeah, and I'm emotional, and when I get to a certain point, I shut down to where it's like, okay, I'm walking out, but I realize it about myself to where it's like, okay, take a breath. Instead of walking out, just take a breath and just be quiet. You know what I mean? Chill, and then try to work through whatever it is that y'all have going on in that moment. But like, don't bring your past into what you have going on right now.
I would even say, because I think you're right, what people are trying to do when you're dating is bring two different lives together. That's a very difficult thing. Not to say it's not successful, but it's very hard. It comes with stuff. But I think also, too, another part, and I would say go biblically a little about it, is that's why it's good to be equally yoked. Like, sometimes it is cool, like, if I like this and they're like this, or we grew up this way, we're kind of similar. Not to out anyone, but you might have a better chance of working because you guys look at things the same way. I dated a guy that never had a dad in his life, and I came from a 2-parent household. So when we argued, it was a very dismissive thing. He's like, well, fuck it, move on. And like, it's rude when they sleep in the same bed together. The next day, they still working out it. Like, you know, like they said, okay, we're gonna have a little upset brawl, but we're still together. That person was like, nah, we had arguments done. And that's not helpful when life gets crazy. It's like, okay, so, you know, being equally yoked might help in that. Not to shame him in his past, because that had nothing to do with him. But if he's not taking the right chance or whatever to change himself or see other sides, this is not going to work.
Yeah, and I think childhood comes into it like a lot. Like,
everybody needs therapy.
How you grew up. So then it's like, it might not even be like a past romantic relationship, but then just like a past like familial relationship. Like, what are you used to seeing? And then that has like influenced you in like different ways. I know you said that earlier, but I think that's a big thing. So like healing from past relationships, but then also like childhood traumas, like all of that, and then like to better know how to like work through conflict, but then also like approach it too.
Right.
So.
Okay, so now we're nearing the end of the episode where I asked everyone these 2 questions. So hopefully you guys are ready. Everyone answer. Keep it cute and short. All right. Yeah. So first thing is, what's your most cringiest dating moment?
Damn.
I'll go first.
You want me to start? Okay.
Oh, I have one.
Wait, hold on. The woes.
This might not be cringe for everyone.
I think I have one.
It was very
I don't have like super cringy things, but something that I always think about. When I was living in Charlotte, I was dating this guy, and I guess his car at the time, I guess it had just like mechanical issues. I don't know what it was, but basically we were supposed to be going on a date, and we got to the date, we had fun, and then his car broke, like essentially wouldn't start when we were supposed to leave. So I had to take him home. So he was a little bit embarrassed. I don't know if I really heard from him for a while after that. But I mean, I don't even think that's the super cringiest thing. It was really his reaction. He's like, dang, you probably think I'm a pro nigga. You probably think, and it's just like the perception. It was just like the push out of the perception of just because how we date in our community. It's like men have like this high pressure to them that if anything goes wrong and something like that, oh, this girl's never going to talk to me again. This girl's always, she going to tell, I bet you $20 she put in that group chat what the hell happened and they got something to say. They be so scared. Like, so I think that was just more of the output that I was just like, dang, you're so worried about perception rather than what happened. And I'm not even that, pressed on it. Like,
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was kind of. No.
Hey, she did.
I ain't tell nobody. I didn't tell no one. I didn't tell anyone.
Just told
Right. You ain't tell.
Y'all were the first ones. Doesn't it feel great to have an exclusive? Go
ahead. Okay. Do you guys have one?
I'll have one. For me, it was really cringy. Okay, so like I was talking to this guy. I was in college at the time. He went to jail. And so literally, I don't know why, but like I was crushing so hard. I really liked him. So I was up there writing letters.
Oh my God.
I was writing letters to him.
Oh my God.
You're wild.
I understand. Continue,
Y'all,
Kristen.
but
I get it. No, but I get it. You put money on the books? That's a real rider.
I did.
Come on,
because
put money on that man's
Did you visit
books.
him?
They was trying to like build a RICO case against him, so he was gonna be in there for a
real?
minute.
Did you visit him?
No, let me.
Is he
It
still there?
got cringier before I could even come.
Is he still there?
Kristen.
No, he's out now. But
How long was he in there? Y'all was writing letters.
You know, it takes a long time to get to the jail.
So while we was talking, we was writing letters back and forth. I was like talking to his mom, like, how can we get him out?
Mom.
It was crazy, y'all.
How can we?
How long was y'all talking?
However, let me tell y'all the cringiest part.
That wasn't it.
Cringiest part. Somebody had posted on his Snapchat. So I'm like, oh, this must be his sister. So I said, oh, you so and so's sister. Then she goes off like, no, bitch, I'm his girl. So it's like I was messaging somebody with like writing letters back and forth, but like the whole time he had a girl.
Oh yeah, they be in
So
jail.
that was so cringe because it's like I felt like I was like my hold it down era. And it was so cringe because it did not work out like that.
What was wrong with you?
Harada era.
Harada died.
Monica Gunica era.
No, he went.
Did y'all have sex?
We never had sex. We never
Wow.
Conjugal visits.
never had sex.
Wow.
Never.
That was potential. She was going.
Well, she saw
some
the
potential.
second
She said they were
coming
building a
of
RICO
Jesus.
case against him. RICO? Y'all know how long you go
In
for
high
RICO?
school?
College.
Oh, college?
That's when I was
I must
in
not know
college.
how much time you get for RICO.
Oh my God. What's the question,
federal-
Keon, you got?
When
Implications.
y'all, because I have a lot of women friends, and just listening to stories that they tell me, I see like a red flag in the beginning. So like when y'all date these men, like is there like a standard checklist to I'm gonna continue, or is it just any and everybody? He's black, he's a man, he's alive.
Shut up.
With a dick.
Everyone's different.
Everyone is different.
And everyone also be in different places of their lives. Like now I won't like there's certain things I would never ever let happen again, or like because I had to go through that, or now I'm in therapy and know like this is really not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I know that now, but you have to go through it sometimes to know it. And sometimes you want to see how red those flags get. But this is why you have good friends or community
I don't know.
to support and say, hey, I don't know about this one. He's in jail.
So if you got a little cut,
Yeah.
see how much blood
Again,
come out.
college.
Not me.
I was in college
That was
a
Chris's
very long time ago.
Girl, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I would.
you
Once
go
you
to
said
better
jail, I would have been
jail.
like,
Do you still have one of those letters?
They were niggas sent to the jail.
what did you
jail
put
got
on
him.
the letter? I gotta read them. Okay, wait, sorry. So y'all don't have a cringe?
Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
Day
What you
26
doing?
in out.
So I just need to know, how was your day?
How was your day?
What did they serve today in
I
the
went
jail
to work
community?
today. I had some salad, nothing.
What you eat?
Did you work on your CDL
my
certification
God. It was
today?
so
What
sad.
happened?
it just came out in the worst way, and I felt like
Kristen, this was hilarious. I'm glad you shared this. This actually might be worse
apparently
than
they can deliver Outback to jails.
They can do anything.
They can do anything. Yeah, they could be on the gram. They
got Uber Eats.
They got Uber Eats. Yeah.
Jail is a new geriatric home, honestly.
For real.
So, do y'all have a cringe moment or no?
I don't think.
You really have to think about it though. I'm gonna say one, but y'all gotta think of something. So my cringe moment, just to be transparent, it was a sexual experience. I had a condom get stuck in me, and it was
which is normal, you know.
Which is normal. Cause she gave it. Okay, no,
At
but
what
for
point
real.
did y'all realize
Hey.
So I was on top, and I looked down. I got up, and I said, "Now I know we put a condom on because I don't play that." And he was like, "I swear I put it on." I said, "Yeah, I think I seen you do that." So I was like, well, where could it be? Because it's not on the bed. It's not anywhere. And I just did not think it could be in me because it was my first time. Surely. And so I had to go to ER the next day, urgent care the next day, and get it taken out.
What did they use to remove it?
How did you know you had to go to urgent care?
Because it wasn't coming out.
So you...
I tried to come out. I mean, get it out. Sorry.
So y'all...
Can I play devil's advocate?
Okay.
What if he didn't have a condom on?
He did. A condom came out.
Oh, it did?
Yes, y'all. I just said that.
How do you know it was like? At what moment did you conclude it must be inside of me?
Because you couldn't see it on the bed. It was nowhere else to be found.
Okay.
Wherever else we were having sex.
Did you guys try to extract the condom?
Yes, we
not
even
be able.
No,
Keon.
no, guys, we even Googled because I never had this happen. I was so embarrassed. So I even had him do it. We saw this method where you could soak in a bath and it warms it up, like this shit come out. Child, we got real close. He cooled down, like, so me and him cool. But yeah, that was a one night stand too. So that's really crazy.
I lost the condom. I think about twice, but I was able to remove it.
I told you I was on top, so it was a lot.
It was
of
like,
so she
boom,
was
That thing
like,
was, I remember I was really looking for it. And I was like,
and that lady had to go in there and, oh, there it is. It was crushed up there. I said, well, doc, at least I said, at least you know I'm safe sex, right? Hey, okay, are we happy?
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay.
I got
So cool.
I'm so
many
mad.
thoughts around through my
I know. I'm literally seeing it stuck.
But when did y'all stop? Like, how did y'all stop?
Who did we ever stop? That's
She noticed.
Was he done?
It was over with after
No,
that.
she
well,
noticed
we
it
are.
wasn't
This was
on.
like the second round, third round. So it was like, yeah. So I was,
it was third round.
They was
Yeah.
So y'all was just going.
yeah. Then I was like, well, this feels a little.
So he was really
like,
just,
different.
So he was basically just shooting the club up.
No, he didn't shoot the club up. Are you kidding me? We didn't even get to that point.
You said third round.
No,
Ain't no way he in there 3 times and he ain't
those
shot
first
the
2
club
rounds, the condom was on. It didn't get off. The
next
third
question.
round.
Oh.
Yeah, we use new condoms.
I was trying to really get
You just, anyway, we're grown. This is a censored episode. The last question for you hoes, because you guys don't have anything cringe, which is so crazy. I know you got cringe. You just want to embarrass yourselves.
We don't. We are men of Christ.
What's the best adulting advice you ever received that you would not mind sharing? Adulting advice, not dating, but adulting in general. 28 years of life. What have you learned?
I would say it's a lot of June. Let me see.
Just one for
Just one.
for now.
Since my mind is on the topic of like dating, because that's what we're talking
That's
about,
fine.
dating and black love. So I am a nurse, and I always ask, like my patients, they always like get to talking, and well, we've been married 30 years, 40 years, all of this. So I'm just like, okay, like put me up on game. Like, give me some advice. Like, what would be like the best tip that you can give me? And out of like all the patients I've ever had, I would say they all come down to say, continue to go on dates and communication. And it's like, I feel like those are so simple things, but it's like somewhere along the way we make it like more complex to where it's just like, it just doesn't work.
Like, he should know.
So I would say that's a very valuable piece. And then, like communication can like break down into so many like different brackets. Okay, like healthy communication, like effective communication.
Yes. Are you actually
Your patience,
listening?
are you listening? Are you an active listener? Like it breaks down so far, but that's definitely like one thing that I take away from like a lot of my patients, just like what they have to say about like love, relationships, marriage, longevity. And that's like, I really value like those conversations with them, because it's like, I'm getting, like this is like OG advice. Like,
You right.
Thank you.
I
So,
love
yeah.
that. Thank you
I would
for
say that.
sharing.
Communication. Talking out y'all.
Anybody else?
One of my mentors when I was younger, I saw him as like the perfect family. He had 3 girls, beautiful house, beautiful wife, and whatnot. Right. So I asked him like, what should I look for, for my partner? And he said 3 things. Find yourself a partner who's your cheerleader, which means no matter what you're going through, she's right there cheering you on.
Yeah.
Someone who you can cry in front of. If you can cry in front of her, that means y'all are open in communication. Y'all can talk about any and everything. And then 3, if y'all back to back in the alley, she got your back and y'all throwing down, which means no matter what tribulations or troubles y'all go through, she's right by your side.
I love that. Is that from a book? I swear to God.
It was my mentor. He told me that when I was 18.
Wow. I love that.
Well, I do got another.
Do what you got to
I'll
say.
go next.
Or
Because
Tom.
Henry's gonna say something like philosophical from the Bible.
Yeah, he really does. He really will.
I'm a first lady, but baby, I can. I can preach a little something. I can preach a little something, but not like Hen. So, I think advice for adulting. I'll just say 2 things. So when it comes to adulting, I feel like some of the best advice that I've always been given is to, no matter what's thrown at you in life, just to like never let anything deplete your joy. I feel like that's a big thing. Us as people, especially, I'm very goal oriented. I've been in consulting for a long time, so I love what I do, but just as I even talk to some of my friends, there's so much pressure out here to like get to that next level and get the next thing. It's like we're on a hamster wheel all the time, and it can make you depressed.
Yes.
And I feel like there's just so much joy in just, and I say this all the time, you know what? Like when my friends ask me like, how was your day? I was like, they was trying, whatever, but I'm just glad God blessed me with a job. He woke me up this morning. I was able to go, do X, Y, and Z. Like you have to find joy in that. My mom is a big, big cheerleader for me to always do that no matter what I do. And one last thing, since we are talking about relationships, that is so important. My mom mentions to me all the time, when you're dating with someone, get to know them as a friend. Like, would you want to be friends with this person? Like, if I was stuck, like what you mentioned, like, I would actually enjoy this person as my friend. That's something that I try to do when I'm dating and in general, just in life. Like, just be a good person, just get to know them as a friend and see where it goes from there. Don't put too much pressure on it.
I like that.
Have fun.
Have fun. That's what I was going to say.
My parents are super big on that. Always have fun.
If it's not fun, then it's
Don't
not.
do it. What's the point?
What's the point? Like, dating should be fun. Life should be, you got to find enjoyment.
Yeah.
Amen. Did you want to say something? Yeah.
What I got?
Especially at embarrassment.
From the Bible.
That was the other thing. That's how I knew he was cool, because we laughed after the whole thing. I was like, wow, we got real close. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think the greatest advice is keeping God at the center of your life.
Amen.
And so I have found whenever I don't seek or get counsel from God, that
What happened?
I am doing things my way, and the outcome is often something that I do not expect. And so in everything we do, relationships, business, personal, whatever, if you keep God at the center, I think you will be great and successful, and everything you want will manifest itself.
It's a beautiful way to end that. I love that.
Amen.
That was amazing, guys. This was really good. I know that we said we were going to come back to this, so quickly, if you had a perfect ideal date, you guys could share it before we close out, okay? If you don't, that's cool. We are in a video and people see you.
I just don't.
Ideal date, it's not necessarily like what we do, but I think it's like the vibe that we could catch. Like, I think that's ideal for me. Like, good energy, good conversation, like nice talks. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about like unconventional things. Like, we don't always have to talk about, like the standard, the what do you do? Like, we can go deeper. So I feel like the vibe that I catch, like, that is what makes like an ideal date for me. Just quality time.
Yeah, quality time is huge. What about you, Hen? You already explained yours.
What's that?
Your perfect ideal date, like your perfect.
I don't got no ideal date. But
I
I
mean,
will say,
what's an enjoyable date for you?
An enjoyable
Do you
date?
date?
I think it is a date where, let me see, not everything goes wrong, but I want a lot of things to go wrong on that date unexpectedly, and I want to see how she responds.
That's
how
good.
she responds with me. I ain't got no
Okay, so you don't have a perfect ideal date because you don't date.
Ideal date, if we can
I
talk
do
to
date.
the sun come up.
That is a really big
That's
thing
what
for
I'm
me.
saying.
I'm a sapiosexual.
one.
I love
Yes.
intelligence. I
Stimulate
love, like, we can talk about anything. And then we have sex.
I I feel like my perfect date too is like, I wanted to start off like, okay, maybe we're just gonna get brunch. Sometimes dates can feel like an interview. I'm gonna be so for real. I hate that. Okay, get that out the way, and then now that I won the job, let's go have some fun.
You know I'm gonna win it.
Okay, I think it's such a good thing to like. I don't know. There was this guy that I was talking to most recently, and he is in his 30s, whatever. But he is so like gung ho, like I want to get married. It's like pressure time for him, and I am a person who really likes to have fun, and I think I'll always be that way. I think it's important when you're dating or whatever the case is, like, can we just like enjoy life together? Can we not make it to where you just want me in the kitchen, you know, making your babies? Like, can I go have fun
in the kitchen
with you?
Exactly. That's where you make your babies.
I guess so. But that would be my perfect date. Is day to night, we just outside. We outside having fun, making memories.
I feel
like fall off a bike. I want a good story.
Right.
Okay. Exactly. Right. You don't gotta hurt yourself. Please don't hurt yourself.
I mean, if
I
you
don't
do,
like
we have to go to the ER. That's a really good story.
Right. I guess
that's a great story.
I guess I can't talk because, you know, urgent care. You're right.
Come on.
It showed his character.
Show memory. Make memories.
And he stayed with me during the appointment. That's beautiful. He was like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Yes, we're fine." That would have been fucking. That was so sweet. He could have went home.
I think that was so sweet of him.
Okay, so this was a great episode. I'm gonna let everyone wrap up and tell themselves who they are for the last time, where they can find you on Instagram or anything like that. Plug yourself. All right.
Once again, Henry Clopton from Atlanta, Georgia. Work with the 100 Black Men of American National Office. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Legacy _. And it was a pleasure being on this podcast. I had a great time.
Yes. Thank you so much, Chantalle, for having me. I love each of you, and I really enjoyed this. And again, my name is Kristen, and my Instagram is justkristen_.
Keon McKay, thank you for having us. I love conversations like this. Find me on Instagram, KeonMCKay.
Thanks for having me, Jadad. This was so fun. Again, Chantalle from Fort Lauderdale, and my Instagram is Chantutal. You can find all my info there.
Thank you guys so much for agreeing to do this. This was amazing. And I hope you guys tune in for another episode of Adulting is Ghetto. Bye.
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 Hey you, welcome to Adulting is Ghetto. We all know adulting is truly overrated, so what better way to survive this ratchet place than coming together to share our stories and words of wisdom with one another. Join us as we discuss all things adulting from the following aspects of adulthood: finances, relationships, spirituality, and even health. This podcast is a great source to get all tips and tricks as you manage to survive adulting. After all, we already know adulting is truly ghetto.